Luda, man, I've been seeing you've been growing the hair back for some time, man. Are you gonna bring back the braids?
Man, I don't think so, bro. I had this rule about being a certain age and not getting your hair braided. I think I'm gonna stick to that rule. I think I'll be all right, bro.
Listen, I respect you retiring the braids, but the one thing you have not retired is that 1993 Acura Legend. That car looking mean, man.
Thank you, man. It's just a testament to if you take good care of a car, then it can last for a very, very long time, way beyond anybody's expectations. And I had this car before the record deal. That was my first, we call it tour bus, because when I was starting doing local shows, when Fat Rabbit came out, and I was driving to Augusta, Georgia, and Macon, Georgia, that's what I was driving in, man. And I used to work at the radio station. A lot of people know that. So I was able to afford it by hustling. Now it's fitting, humbly speaking, that I have a legend and people are calling me a legend. So it's like this word legend is being thrown around in the right way these days. So I love it.
There you go. I mean, you touching on the word legend, man. Have you finally gotten comfortable with that word? Like, do you feel like that's the fitting term to define your legacy in your career at this point?
That's a great question. I've finally gotten comfortable with that term because I feel like an individual can only say they're a legend but so long, and really the fans and the people outside of his own opinion need to be the ones that tell him whether he is a legend or not. I think a legend is more than just someone who makes great music or they call him a legend, or I think it's about everything that you do. So in terms of giving back to your community, in terms of speaking up about issues that's going on, in terms of helping out as many people as you can, obviously it's the record catalog. It might be other forms of entertainment that I've done, getting into production, producing television, doing television like Law and Order, doing movies. It's kind of a culmination of everything together. And I think the consistency of it after a certain amount of time and seeing how your records age and your movies age is what allows people and yourself to confidently call you a legend.
I like that answer, man. It's funny you brought up Law and Order, man. To me, I think that was your best acting. I'm not gonna lie to you, brother.
I agree, man. I agree that it was. I had a headache after I did that role because I was so much into the character of Darius on Law and Order, man. And obviously, you saw those finale episodes, and I was so angry because my mom kind of disowned me and all this stuff. So I understand the effects that having acting roles and diving really deep into them can have on an individual, man. And that's why I'm pretty glad the Fast and Furious franchise is not too far outside of the character that I already played in real life. So I don't have to get headaches and stuff anymore. Not at this moment, but I'll be willing to dive really deep into another role at one day. But right now, I'm just happy the way things are going, bro.
That's good. I mean, I'm glad you're having fun with the Fast and Furious franchise. Is there one that sticks out to you, as you would say, like it's your most favorite, or like that's your baby?
My favorite, apart from obviously the sentimental and emotional reasons of 7 with Paul Walker passing away, my favorite altogether Fast is Fast 5, man. And I think it's just so well put together, and like the cinematography and the storyline and everything is just so phenomenal to me in terms of the roller coaster ride that you go through, making sure we check all the boxes, crossing all the T's, dotting all the I's, the fight scene between The Rock and Vin, and then them coming together. 5 is absolutely 100% my favorite.
Classic. I'm not mad at that. And, you cooked up another classic recently with Verzuz, you going up against Nelly, man. Talk about that experience. That was such a dope battle.
Man, I really love doing that just because I was a fan of the Verzuz way before I was even a part of it. And, I'm friends with Swiss and Tim, so I kind of knew the call was coming at some point because I had to think to myself, humbly speaking, there's not that many artists that can actually play in this game that have over 20 records that they can play. So I was like, oh, man, I know the call is coming. So when it came and he asked me about Nelly, I was like, man, it's whatever. Me and Nelly just currently did a show together. We've been cool for a minute. And what that experience did for me, I loved it so much because not only did I get to appreciate another artist that has made his staple in the game, but it got everyone to see a culmination of all of my records and some of my best work within a 2 hour. And people have these arguments a lot about where, if if and where Ludacris should be placed on these best rapper and lyricist lists. And I think that just solidified me even more in these conversations and made arguments when my name comes up a little easier for individuals to argue on my behalf. That's what I feel like.
That's dope you say that, because I always was thinking about for artists themselves, if they develop a newfound appreciation for their records, because I think people may have forgot, Luda killed the Made You Look remix, you know what I mean? Or
exactly.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
No, it's what you just said. It's like you get to play not only your favorite stuff, but some of the things that people may have forgotten about. And what's dope about it, and I keep telling everybody this, is it'd be different if it was only 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. But there are things as human beings that become memorable to a degree, whether it's subconsciously or consciously, for the rest of our lives. And we're easy to forget certain things, right? But when you're able to have everyone locked in during a time of quarantine where they're not distracted and they're listening to your records for 2 hours straight, I feel like that becomes a staple in their minds for the rest of their lives. That's why I'm thankful for Verzuz, because if anyone happened to forget, they 100%, they're never forgetting again. They're always going to have in the back of their mind, damn, Luda really did. He really did have a lot of different flows and a lot of different records, and, showed his versatility, not only from the lyricist standpoint, but from the hit record standpoint, from, just everything. I could talk all day about it, but I'm glad you asked that question, bro. I'm still glowing off the light and the love of the verses.
That's so dope, man. I mean, versatility is your middle name. And I think, especially with your new record, Silence of the Lambs with Wayne, I think you caught people, there was some eyebrow raising, oh, word. You of course, you took it there. You took it there. And I mean, there's always been a fearlessness about your MCing. Why did you decide to bring that fearlessness for this record? Because the name drops on it, Bill, 6ix9ine, everybody was on display.
It's a great question, man. I think there's not one person that you can single out. I really feel like there's a message in this song. If you listen to it enough times, you will come to one real great message of how we should be moving forward. And I don't want to give it away. I feel like it's art, and I feel like people will get different things from it, but there's always going to be one common theme and one common moral. And I always say there's so many metaphors and so many double entendres in this record, and so much to take from it. And to answer your question, I did it for a reason. I wanted to create conversation amongst people, because when you create conversation and you spark conversation, that's what sparks change. And I want positive change to happen from this record, even if I get ridiculed here and there for what people may look at on the surface of what's going on. There's a very deeper meaning and deeper message to the record as a whole.
It's funny you say that, man, because if you look at the second verse of that song, you kind of went really deep, especially, with the times going on right now. I think you said something to the degree about how people are filming murders or going on IG Live and everything.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, I'm curious, how are you navigating right now as a black man with everything going on with the George Floyds, with the Ahmaud Aubreys right now in America?
I'm glad you asked that question, man. I feel like everyone and all the leaders, this is part of the reason this record is called Silence of the Lambs. You got to think about it. It's time for real leaders to step up. And then you can think about it like lambs coming to the slaughter. If we don't step up and become leaders, then, like I said in the record, you either in control or you getting fucked. There's no abstinence whatsoever.
Yeah.
So the fact that you asked that question, the leaders of the world, the people that are thinking of trying to invoke change, to try to make a difference, we're all doing it in different ways. One of the ways that I'm doing it is trying to educate, enrich, and inspire the new generation. So I just came out with this platform called KidNation.com. And there's only one video up there right now because it's a soft launch, but soon there will be many videos of enriching content and morals and messages, kind of like the ones I have in Silence of the Lambs, but this is a lot, it's for children. And so with that being said, I'm doing my part. You know, you got soldiers that are over here, you know, underneath this piece of dirt or this hill. You got soldiers that have the battle ram. You got soldiers that got the bazooka. You got soldiers that got the machine gun. You got soldiers that got the handgun. You got soldiers that got the knives. You got soldiers that's throwing grenades. Mm-hmm. I'm doing my part. Tell everybody to go to kidnation.com because I promise you, we are going to change the world this way. And that's how I feel like I'm going to try to inspire the new generation. Because I feel like there are a lot of people that want to change their minds right now. And then, you know, some it's a little difficult because they've already got their mind made up. So my goal is to try to influence in a positive way the new generation and get them on a line of thinking of leadership, period.
I love that, man. I mean, the kids of tomorrow, they're going to be the ones dictating this nation soon. So I totally hear you on that, man.
100%. That's why I'm doing it.
I respect it. I mean, before I let you go, man, Battle of the Sexes, 10 years, man. You know, and obviously a big record, My Chick Bad, turned 10 in February. Yeah, My Chick Bad turned 10 in February.
That's crazy. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that shit, man. That's crazy.
There you go. I mean, it's a two-parter. I'm going to ask you, like, what was your fondest memory of recording My Chick Bad? And then the second question is, if you can do an all-star lineup, My Chick Bad 2020, which 3 female MCs would you get on the record?
Holy, yo, what's crazy is that my fondest memory of My Chick Bad is the remix. When you had Nicki Minaj, Eve, Trina, and Diamond all together. It's very, I think it's, the reason I did Battle of the Sexes album in retrospect was because I wanted to hear more female voices in hip hop. Like literally. So, you know, maybe at this point people can call me a little ahead of my time or just one that was always for the movement of hearing more women's voices. And maybe it has something to do with me having daughters, but at the end of the day, that would be my fondest memory. And just to see those individuals together during that time frame, I think was phenomenal. Now, if I had to choose some women from today from My Chick Bad, I mean, obviously, you know, Nicki was already on there. So I would say Cardi, maybe, like, who are some of the baddest females out right now? It's obviously Cardi.
You got the Stallion. She's number 1 this week.
Oh, yeah. I would say the Stallion and Cardi. They should do a My Chick Bad remix. That would be dope as hell.
We might have to push that out there, yeah. I might have to push that out there. I like that, man. I mean, listen, Luda, thank you for your time, brother. This was a dope interview, man. You chopping it up with us. You a legend, man.
You're asking the good questions, bro. I literally can only do interviews where people are asking thought-provoking and great questions. I cannot do any more interviews. It's been almost 20 years, bro. I can't be asked the same questions over and over again.
That means a lot to me, man. No problem. I do my homework when it comes to a legend, man.
I appreciate that, bro. Love, and stay healthy and stay safe, man.
Yes, sir. You too, man. Thank you, man.